Hey speakers, we're going to go ahead and get into it. So go ahead and like and subscribe and let's get started. Good afternoon, speakers. How's everyone doing? Hopefully, everyone is having a wonderful Wednesday. I decided to pop on in to kind of discuss what's kind of going around in these YouTube or social media streets, should I say, in reference to Kiki. Now, I made mention last night in my video that I had gotten a word about it, but I didn't want to elaborate too much on it because, again, those are all allegations and alleged. So, as I've always said, I like to be as transparent as well as bring in more factual information versus just, false rumors, narratives, or however. We want to keep it as real as possible, but at the same time, I also want to keep my speakers up to date of what is actually going on. Now, of course, before we deep dive into anything, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notification bells. And we're going to go ahead and get into it. Now, before we kind of speak on everything that's kind of going on and around and about in the social media streets, I'm not sure if you were able to catch Kiki's live that she did after the show on Saturday, where she was kind of doing like a Q&A, and she was kind of just telling her side of the story about how everything is playing out thus far and how the season was for her. And really, it was really enlightening because and we didn't see too much of her in the first episode. However, in the second episode, we see her with the meetup with Letitia. And to me, in my opinion, it just seems as though this is going to be a storyline for Letitia, in my opinion. But I just wanted to go ahead and play some of the things that she actually, had said on her live, just so we can kind of get a good idea before we deep dive into anything else. I wanted to go ahead and put my banner up as well. And of course, everything is for entertainment purposes. Of course, the disclaimer is scrolling to the bottom. Don't want any problems. And let's go ahead and I'm going to play that audio really, really quick. Again, I don't really care to share, others' videos because, sometimes everybody's not okay with that. So I'm going to go ahead and play the audio where everyone can actually hear what Kiki had to say in reference to a lot of things when it comes to, the situation between, her and Letitia.
I see that she makes the comment that how did she say it? She said, I hope basically I hope that she's not pretending to be, what she says. I hope that she's really doing the work. Oh, I'm most definitely not pretending because I wouldn't pretend for anybody. But this is why she has to second guess what I'm telling her, because I have not been able to share things with her throughout the years that were going on in my life because I couldn't trust her. Okay? Because of what she had done many, many years before last season even happened. So people ask me, why does this continue to come up? Why does this conversation, how do y'all keep going back to square one? This is how. If you guys saw what played out and what was said tonight, this is exactly how we keep going right back to freaking square one. Because I take accountability and I say, you know what? My intentions were not to hurt you. When I answered the question that I answered at Mel's pajama party, okay? Those, and honest to God, that was not my intentions. But let's be honest, okay? Let's be honest. Number one, let's not pretend like she wasn't abreast of everything that was going on every step of the way. As soon as Melody asked me to come on to the show, asked if I was interested in coming on, and I accepted that, I called her and I told her everything about it. She knew everything about it, okay? She knew that I was going to Melody's party, so, it kind of threw me for a loop when I see her saying, Kiki was at the party. She was like, really, bitch? But, okay. Okay. If we're going to do it that way, let's do it that way, girl. Whatever you say, honey. So, but I don't do so much pretending. And I don't really like to even pretend at all, to tell you the truth. Because it confuses things. I'm more like a speak your truth, keep it real, say what you mean what you say kind of person. So it's like she knew everything. That whole, everything that was going on, And you see me say to Tisha, I feel like you and Marcel kind of blew it out of proportion. And they did. And those are my feelings. They did. Because it's not like these things weren't already discussed and she didn't know these things. No, like I said on the show, no, I didn't tell you everything verbatim. Detail for detail what was said. How many of y'all can remember everything that was said verbatim from a Christmas party that lasted like 8 hours?
Okay, I'm gonna stop there really, really quick because I wanted to kind of highlight something that she just said in reference to how Letitia reacted when she arrived at Kimmy's party and how we seen Letitia rolling her eyes and she didn't know Kiki was coming. But Kiki just stated that she told you that she was coming to the party, as well as you knew she was joining the cast of this show. So why are you pretending like everything is so fresh and new for you? Again, y'all, I keep saying over and over again, this is going to be part of Letitia's storyline for the season. And I'm not, putting Kiki down, for her position here on the cast, because congratulations to her. I think it was a great addition to the show. But I'm just hoping that she wasn't brought on to this show to help and aid Tisha with having a storyline to keep, her in abreast into everything, on this show. Because we already know that she's not too open when it comes to her reality of perhaps her marriage or any of that. Now, not to say that they won't highlight any of that, but I do think that Kiki is going to be a big chunk of her storyline for the season. And this almost kind of confirms it. But I'm going to continue to let the remainder go ahead and play.
Hours. Like, how many of y'all can remember every single conversation verbatim? I told her the gist of everything that was said. And although I still feel like they made it out to be more than what it was, kind of like a, woe is me type of thing, I said, okay, I'll eat a slice of humble pie. And because I didn't have ill intentions behind that, I will say that I'm sorry because I didn't want to see you hurt. And I didn't. I don't like to see her hurt. Who wants to hurt someone that they love? Never my intentions. Sidebar, by the way. Let me also comment on her and Courtney's situation. Her and Courtney's conversation really quick. Love my baby cousin Courtney. Y'all know I was the first when I'm the first person to graduate from college out of the family, okay? Out of my family. I came to college first. Tisha came next, and so many of our cousins and sisters and brothers have followed us here. And Courtney was one of our little cousins who decided to come, and she stayed with me one summer for a time, and she also stayed with Tisha. So I know that it was rough on her with us feuding and her not wanting to take sides. However, I feel like she did kind of lean a little bit, and this is why. And this is not nothing against Courtney, but she made the statement that Kiki is disappointed with some of the choices that she's made in life, which couldn't be more true. I absolutely am 100% disappointed And some of the choices that I made that I felt like, I feel like set me back tremendously. You know, if y'all could have seen me at 26 years old, 27, 28, 30, homegirl had it going on. So to see me make terrible choices and my demise as a result of that, it's hurtful. But y'all about to see this come back though. That's the thing. So this is the thing. I am disappointed in some of the choices that I made, but that has nothing at all to do with Tisha. I don't take anything or any choices that I made out on her. It has nothing to do with her. That has everything to do with me, okay? And how I feel about moving forward in my own life. Everything that I'm disappointed with as it relates to Tisha are the choices that she made as it relates to our relationship. Somebody said, hey, I'm gonna say, hey, my secret lover, love you. So I'm disappointed, not or angry with Tisha for the decisions I made. I'm angry with her for the decisions that she made as a result of that relationship. When you're in a point of time where you've been knocked down tremendously, y'all, hurting. I was hurting worse than I'd ever hurt in my entire life. Y'all, I was devastated. My heart was shattered. I didn't know what to do. I didn't ever expect to be in that situation, y'all. So it was very difficult for me. I was extremely embarrassed. I didn't want anybody to know, especially I didn't even want my immediate family to know, let alone people outside of my family. And at that time, for her and Marcel to feel comfortable enough to discuss my personal issues with people that I wasn't comfortable sharing those things with and give me, what I feel like is a bullshit ass excuse behind it. That was very difficult for me to forgive. And I don't feel like she gets that. I get where she's coming from. And I own it. She says that I don't. How do I not own it? I said what I said. I made the apologies, the necessary apologies about it. I agreed to move forward and to never violate her in that way again. So what is it that I'm not taking accountability and ownership of? I'll get that. So when Courtney says hurt people, they do. That's so true. But I wasn't intentionally trying to hurt Tisha because I was hurting from what the choices I made. No, I wasn't trying to hurt her at all, to tell you the truth. That's the way it went. That's the way they took it. But she knows I wasn't trying to hurt her for real. And I feel like they milked the hell out of that. For real.
And still milking it.
But I took accountability. And I said, if that hurt you, that wasn't my intention. I'm sorry. Again, it's not my intention to hurt her or anyone else. If I have several great friendships, not one of my friendships, not even one of them, suffered as a result of my issues and what I was going through. I mean, yeah, we had some kinks due to some of the choices I was making and some of the things I was saying, lies I was telling, stuff like that. But not one of my relationships ended or was troubled or came to a point. All my relationships are still the same today. So why would I choose only me and Tisha's relationship to suffer as a consequence of the decisions that I made? Make that make sense? No, I've never blamed her for anything that I've done or my choices. Neither have I been mad at her or jealous or envious. Never. That's not who I am. You can ask anyone who knows me. Not one can tell you they ever seen Kiki be jealous or envious. Not one person. So it's frustrating when I feel like she doesn't get it, and it keeps bringing us right back to square one. And a lot of people are saying, why do you keep apologizing? Because honestly, I want to show her that I'm taking accountability, and that wasn't my intention, and that I am sorry that she was hurt, and that I want to make that right, and I want to move on. But I need her to acknowledge her wrongs too. This is not one-sided. I didn't do everything by myself. This started years ago. She broke that trust years ago when I decided that I couldn't trust her anymore the way that I wanted to and the way that I needed to. So I feel like she has to take as much accountability for the demise of our relationship as I'm willing to take. Okay? And I don't feel like that's any more than fair. But what I'm not going to do, she's talking about she ain't going to be nobody's punching bag. Bullshit. I'm not going to be a punching bag. I'm not going to let you sit up and blame everything on me, and I'm just supposed to say nothing. You blame everything on me. It's all my fault. It's all Kiki's fault. And I'm not taking accountability. I want one person to tell me from an alternate point of view and help me understand how I'm not taking accountability. Help me with that, because I don't see it and I don't get it. What about you, Kiki? You deserve an apology. I agree. And see, this is the thing. When we do have these conversations and I express my sentiments, she does offer her apologies, and say, she's sorry and she hates that happened, and she wants to, she gives her spiel about how it happened and why it happened and this and yada, 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 yada. And we both agree, okay, we've hurt one another. So, because we've hurt one another, let's agree to mend fences and move on. But this shit keeps taking us right back to square one. I don't get it. I do not get it for the life of me. But it's all my fault. It's my fault. I don't get that shit either. I'm sorry, Mama. But y'all help me understand, please. Okay, so I gave y'all my spiel about that. I'm not gonna go on and on and on about it. I know a lot of people complain and say, "Oh my God, Kiki, you so winded," or long-winded. It's not that I'm necessarily long-winded, but y'all gotta remember, my undergraduate major was in journalism and communications. I'm a writer. I've been an educator. For 15 years, I don't know how to speak without detail. I don't know how to do that. And that's just naturally for me. So I'm sorry if I give, too many details sometimes. And I don't mind if you tell me, okay, Kiki, my friends tell me all the time, girl, just get to the main point. What is it? I believe in detail. Who, what, when, where, how, and everything in the middle. And I like to know details. So I'm sorry if I'm a little bit too winded for some people, but that's just me. Okay?
All right. So there we have it. And again, I must say, I appreciate her actually coming, online and sharing her take on everything. And she keep expressing that she don't get it. Kiki, I get it. I get it. And what I get out of it is behind closed doors, she's saying she's willing to forgive you and get past everything. But on camera, she needs to, make it seem as though it's all on you and everything is your fault. And she's going to stretch it and milk it, like you said, for as long as she can. A storyline. And this is basically going to be her cover up so she don't have to really give the realness of her and what people really want to see. And that's what's going on between your marriage. It's love and marriage, Huntsville, not love and cousin Huntsville. We want to see what's going on between you and Marcel. Elaborate on what happened on that panel. Elaborate on, what's going on in that household to where your child is alleged like you're being disrespected. Let's talk and highlight that instead of talking about these old issues that you and your cousin had, that basically she is making it known this started years ago. So how do we keep winding up back here? One minute you're saying that you're over it and let's move past it, but then here again, up come again another season, and this is where you started off at, your issues with your cousin. So I guess the minute you found out that she was, coming on as a full cast member, oh, well, let me go back to that topic when she did XYZ. But girl, you're leaving out yourself. You want her to take accountability, and she has apologized so many times, it done gave me a headache. So I'm trying to figure out, where do you not see that she's taking accountability for the wrong that she played? But when are you going to publicly say how wrong you were in this situation, when you decided to break your trust as a cousin and then go and spread her personal business of what she had going on to Mel and Martell for whatever reason? Because to me, as we can all see, you don't really have Mel and Martell in your best interest. Look how everything is played out. I don't care. I don't think you really cared that enough to where, oh, well, we wouldn't dare want her to go and cause harm at their house. I don't think you cared enough. That was just your way of having something to say, or perhaps kind of, figure out, why is she coming here to your house? These are supposed to be our friends. She's not in our league. You can't sit with us type business. Same as though, like she elaborated with the cousin said, she feels as though she's missing out on something. Kiki made it very well. I'm the first one in this whole family to even graduate. So what do you mean? Yeah, she might have a stumbling block with some of the things that had taken place in life, but who sometimes don't have stumbling blocks? Might not be the same as hers, but you never know. I mean, Tisha, you allege have lawsuits going on. There could be a stumbling block in your life. So I'm not understanding as to why everyone is trying to make it seem like Kiki is down there to the nearest corner waiting on the D-boy to come. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because how I feel, I'm not going to say that, her distrust is more important than your distrust or how any of that. But if you're secure in your marriage, wouldn't really matter what anyone says in reference to your marriage, as long as you know what it is in your marriage. But for you to sit up here and take someone's sickness or illness or mishaps that they're going through and go and spread it like wildfire, like, that is really the lowest of the low. Because when she was at her lowest point of her life and needed you there, and she hadn't said anything about your marriage at the time that you went and told Martell and Mel all of this, she hadn't, affected your trust between you and her, because she hadn't said anything about your marriage at that point. So really, you kicked this whole thing off. So where's your accountability? Why you don't get it? You wonder why she don't get it, why you don't get it. But I got it. You need this as a storyline to cover up what you don't want to talk about. Girl, if this don't scream storyline, like I said, the scene with her and Courtney, they could have cut that all the way off. The scene with her and Kiki. And my only thing with Kiki is the same energy you're giving on this live, I hope you give it on this show. Because from what it looks as though, it looks as though they're finna walk all over you like a doormat. They're gonna walk all over you. And I understand this is your first real season, and you don't want to ruffle no feathers, you don't want to cause havoc, but at the same time, you don't want to come off to the viewers as if you being weak and you just letting them just play in your face, because that's kind of how it's looking. You're gonna have to, come up, stand up to be able to hold your grounds. We know and we see that you're taking accountability for what you did. You're taking accountability for, your habits that you had in the past. And I applaud you for getting, past that milestone in your life. I applaud you, because that's not something that I would assume would be an easy thing to do. And what you don't want to do is continually make these people on this show bring you back to that dark place. This is where you are now. Stand in what you are now. Get these people together, and you might want to do what Mel do. Isolate yourself from these people. I know that's family, but sometimes let's call a thing a thing. Sometimes the family could be the worst ones. My grandmother used to always say, watch your enemies, but watch your friends even closer, because them the ones that know everything about you. Now we're going to move on to what the latest that has all of a sudden blew up all over social media streets. And pretty much that's the allegations on Kiki and the alleged shoplifting. Now, it was sent to me on last night. I'm kind of mentioning it in my video last night, but as I stated, I wasn't going to even cover it. I wasn't going to say anything about it. I was just hoping that that was just something that wouldn't get past wherever. But I wake up and it's everywhere. And to me, it screams setup to me. Now, I'm not gonna say it's a setup if you went in somebody's store and put something in your purse. I'm not gonna say that, but I don't see that on no video. I don't see any of that. I can't even really tell you. I wear glasses, so I'm not gonna hold you. Not being biased. Is it really her? I mean, it very well could be somebody else that coincidentally got on a purple shirt. Okay, is it really her? Because my take on it, if it's really her, and they didn't set up here and went as far as having a whole public statement out here brought by the news, because as you see, WAFF 48 Huntsville News is out there on the news. She is on the big screen on one of the biggest networks on television right now. Huntsville ain't that big. Don't you think by now they'd have been picked up? Because I'm pretty sure if these haters thought enough, and I'm gonna call them haters, because to me, anybody that's willing to drag somebody through the mud, you can't be too happy. Because my saying always is, happy people ain't hating, hating people ain't happy. That's it, that's all. So if you thought enough to put this on Facebook, tagged her in it. Kiki girl, is this you? You have the same purse card as the thief they are looking for. Word on the street is purple is your favorite color. You out here trying to outdo Devin Keith. Meanwhile, me dialing 1-800 Crime Stoppers. Hello, may I have some information you're looking for? Here's my cash out. Girl, my thing of it is, you floating it all around the YouTube streets. You done said you call in Crime Stoppers. Huntsville ain't that big. I'm pretty sure she ain't too hard to find. I'm pretty sure by now it would be some type of indication that she's been picked up, arrested, or however. Now, the allegations were they were looking for someone of a particular description that was in a store shoplifting, and to me the media blew it up to a whole bunch. Whoever it was had their child with them during this incident. And again, I'm not gonna downplay it, because no, that's definitely not right. If you out here taking people things that don't belong to you or whatever, first of all, you shouldn't be doing that. Secondly, you sure shouldn't be doing that with your child. I mean, so that is just wrong. But at the same time, can I say that was her? No, I cannot say that. At the same time, can I say, oh yeah, she did this? No, I don't see a video with her doing it. But what I do see is a lot of these pick-me's over there to that hating group that always have so much to say about male. Oh, they just running it. They just running it, running it, running it. They done took it so far that Kiki even replied to some of them, and some of her comments were, I have absolutely, let me start off because I don't think I had them in order, but let me get it together because I want y'all to be able to see exactly what all was put out here. Let me see. It was another one, but pretty much she was saying in one of them that, oh, ooh, y'all done found me, y'all done, you know, then figured me out or something, she said. And then, she's replying to comment, and she says, I have no reason to lie. Like, you clearly don't know me. I'm sure no one knows you either, especially since you hide behind fake screen names. I'm absolutely uh, um I'm about to be laughing all the way to the bank. Please make my day. The lady goes on, you calling them yourself, and it goes on and on and on. In a nutshell, throughout all of these different comments, basically she's saying, oh, don't erase it. Leave all of this up here. And, I'm calling my lawyer. I'm calling my lawyer. I'm finna lawyer up because basically you running my name and you don't even know if that's me or not. Hence another reason I don't like to sit up here and accuse anyone of doing something and I don't know the facts. I haven't seen no mugshot. I didn't see no video, clear shot of her putting nothing in her purse. I didn't see none of that. These people talking about they see keys, they see, purple shirts and this, that, and the other. What kind of eyes y'all got? Because what? Y'all, I hope that they are a part of some type of police department or police force. If you can investigate something that much, you might be in the wrong line of business. Like, are you serious? Now, again, if so happen this is her, Lord, I pray not, because I would hope that she would not go and do something like that, given the fact that you have just became a part of a number one show on a very, very popular network. Because this is what happens when you are on the big screen. People will take you stumping your toe and take it to the internet and make something out of nothing. So I'm hoping that all of this is a mix up confusion, and this is not what it is. As she stated, she's taking them all the way to the bank. So she's getting lawyers involved. And I can't say that I don't blame her, because these people in these little groups that sit up here and want to constantly attack people every day, all day. Do y'all have a job? What do y'all do for a living? Because it is sad the way they will sit up here and just drag somebody, but it was to be expected. You're a new addition you're a new addition to the show. You came across last season as you were, more on male side than your cousin side, so of course you should have known that you was gonna be a part of this here, because the ambush is always on for Mel and anybody that's riding behind her. That's where it is. Like I said, I really hope that this is just all a mix up, and this can all be resolved and worked out, and they could figure all this out as to what is what. And because I really hate this. I really hate it. She's already being made out to be somebody that still has issues that she haven't worked out, and they're trying to make her out to be this bad person on the show already, and we just in season 2. We got people over here on the Facebook groups tagging Carlos King. What do we have here? And all of this. Come on. It really, the hate is real. It is real. So my prayers go out to her. If all of this is false and is not true, my hope and prayers go out to her, and her family, because again, here we are, this is your first big season, and this is what you have to go through, and it's just episode 2, you know but that's pretty much all I had. I just wanted to come and give my opinion on everything. To me, it just seems as though, to me, people have taken things and ran with it. Can I say this is in fact her? I can't say that. Wasn't there, barely can see. On top of the fact, I didn't see no videos with her putting nothing in her purse, which of course, I guess if it made it to the news, I guess it's nothing else, going on in Huntsville, to where they had to give this whole spiel about, what did they say? Something in reference to, let me play. Well, I think I have that, where they played it to where it made it seems like, this is what not to do and all of this, that, and the other. And I'm like, what? What happened now? I don't think I may have not. Um, I didn't. I didn't save that, but it's like, oh yes, I did. Hold on, y'all. Let me see. Let me play this real quick.
Gina Benitez has tonight's Crime Stoppers Crime of the Week. A grown woman using a child to do her dirty work. That's exactly what Huntsville police say happened last month at a local home improvement store. And authorities are hoping you can help them bring that woman to justice. Huntsville police are looking for this woman. They say last month she walked into the Home Depot off the Parkway and started putting items into her purse. Investigators say she also gave a door lock to the young child she was with. When she went to leave, loss prevention stopped her and she pulled out the stuff from inside her purse. But police say she told the child to keep the lock and then the two left. She was in such a rush, she almost hit two cars on her way out. All of that according to authorities. Now, if you recognize her, call police.
Now, this supposedly happened last month. Why you just waiting till April the 12th is when I think they made the actual post, was April the 12th. Why are you just not posting it? Is it coincidentally that the season just started and we got it, let's get it? I mean, it's just kind of odd to me in the way that they they put it out there. This is what not to do. Oh, okay. Is not nothing else going on, and I just find it just crazy how she took the stuff out of the purse when loss prevention approached her. So why didn't loss prevention apprehend her at that time? And then, oh, I'm gonna take the stuff out of my purse, but son, you keep that door lock. What? It just don't even sound right. It don't make sense. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. I mean, it just really don't sound right. I'm not one of these conspiracy theory. I don't do that, but at the same time, you have to make things make sense for me. And as of right now, it ain't making too much of sense for me. It's just a coincidence. This came out, this happened last month, and you just not putting this out here, you know, last week when the season first started. It just kind of funny to me. I don't know. Sometimes when you in them little smaller cities, people, it's all about who you know, what you do. I don't know. But anyhow, I don't have a dog in this fight. That was all I had, y'all. Just wanted to come and let my speakers know my opinion on everything, let you hear the audio of Kiki basically saying, what the happenings is between her and Tisha. But anywho, y'all, that was it. May come back a little later with another video. Just kind of depends on how these YouTube streets, running around. Maybe we can kind of kick off maybe that unwind. I have to, double check and see what is going on in the household first. But anywho, y'all, and also leave a comment down below if you were able to watch the season review and the watch party with Mel. How did you enjoy that? Also, leave down in the comments, how did how do you feel about everything going on with Kiki? Do you feel that was her? Have you seen the post? Do you feel that was her? Also, do you feel about what she is saying on her live about Tisha is milking it? And do you think that this is a storyline? Me, my opinion, I do. But anywho, y'all go ahead and like the video on your way out. Subscribe to the family if you have not already. Turn on those notification bells so you'll be notified. And I will catch y'all later. Goodbye.